what have NAB traders been doing this week? I mean, we're at the end of reporting season, but big risk events on the horizon. And of course, we have had all of this, market real
machinations.
bad mood. Yeah,
whatever.
What's changed since
Market
last Friday
madness,
when
yeah.
Gemma Dale was here from nabtrade? Hi. A week can change a lot, can't it, Gemma?
Do you know the extraordinary thing is people's behaviour it hasn't changed a great deal in the last week, but I think because our guys were not really buying the rally, if that makes sense. Like they were just watching it going, I don't know if this feels right. So they were trading the same stuff they've been trading for the last 6 months. It feels like they're very much holding fire. The most fascinating part to me is I was looking at what has happened to the breadth of trades, so how many different instruments they're trading. It's contracted so dramatically, so there's real concentration at the top of the things that people are happy to move around in. So you've got your Fortescue, your BHP, and then there's a tail of things that are meaningful, and then the tail of stuff that's not particularly meaningful, the stuff at the margin, very small bets, very small trade sizes. It's so short and it's so tiny. It's just nothing like a year ago or 2 years ago. People are just not playing at the margin anymore.
Do you think it reflects what's going on when it comes to the volatility out there, the liquidity withdrawal? We know that that floated a lot of boats on the way up and the way down. Obviously, it's gravity is taking hold. Do you think that probably reflects what we're seeing there?
Yeah, 100%. It's like I'm going to place my bets where I know what I'm doing, and everything else I can leave aside now. I don't need to play in that part of the market. So it's just getting no traction at all, anything outside those sort of top 10 stocks.
Fortescue, BHP.
Yeah, that's it. Look, there's a lot of lithium stocks in there. That's always still very popular. It's been quite interesting also to see what's happened with reporting season, if people are placing any bets on the back of that. No, not really. Like there's very little real attention being paid, I think because there weren't any massive surprises, so there's nothing to get super excited about. BHP is hilarious in that it was massively traded, massively bought come dividend, and then massively bought ex-dividend. So on both sides of that, people loved it. It's a huge buy.
I was thinking that there would be a lot of people thinking that BHP was looking pretty attractive yesterday if you did have money sitting on the sideline and you weren't looking to get overexposed. To BHP and Fortescue and the lithium plays. Were there any buying in any consumer staples or retailers or insurers? Any other sector that really stands out other than commodities? It's
kind of amazing how few. What's really interesting to me is financials aren't interesting anyone either. So normally there's buying in the banks or there's some kind of trading. NAB's a bit of a sell above $30, but it's held above that level for quite a while now. It falls below, gets back up there. So our guys know that that doesn't necessarily mean you should trim. And so there's a bit of selling above $30. We did see a bit of getting out of Westpac. They don't touch CBA at this price. Like it's really, ANZ's not even in the numbers at all. There's a bit of Macquarie. There's just nothing that's terribly exciting to people going on. They really want to be confident, and it's Fortescue and BHP.
Many investors like to go and build their portfolio around ETFs, sort of either one or a basket of them. What have we seen in that particular front at the moment? We know that in market conditions like this, those thematic ETFs generally struggle a little bit. What can you go and tell us about what you're seeing at the moment?
Yeah, I love this one. I think this is fascinating. So we know that the ASX 200 gets bought like nobody's business on a down day. Every time the market, particularly if you've got dark news overnight, weak leads, it's going to be terrible, blood on the streets. Everyone's in there buying their ETFs. Hopefully not in the first hour or so, but they're buying their ETFs during the day, and it's always the ASX 200. So even though it'll be terrible news about the S&P 500, they'll buy the ASX. They won't buy the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq for that matter. That's what they're buying. But we've seen BBOS come back in, and we've seen gear come back in, which is quite an extraordinary range. Maybe they're hedging both ends. Who knows? But what is most interesting about that is the trade sizes are huge, absolutely enormous. So this is not mums and dads having a play. It's people much richer than I am with very strong bets.
Do you think it may be used as a part of a hedging tool or a hedging strategy, but as what's going on because of the size that are going through?
Yeah, 100%. Certainly BBOS is clearly people going, I see what's happening here and I need to have a piece of this. Gear's an interesting one.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting one. I mean, that's taking quite an interesting bet, but they're big bets. They're not little.
Okay, internationally, what are we seeing?
Yeah, this is fascinating too. Again, compression in the number of stocks that people are buying. It's usually buying. We are seeing more selling than we usually see. So you're not seeing this sort of consistent accumulation story we've seen. Tesla's still number one in terms of number of trades, not super exciting in terms of the total value though, compared to what it used to be. What we've seen is some massive sells. Enphase Energy, someone loves that. Someone loves that stock, but they're selling it at the moment in sort of hundreds of thousands of dollar parcels. Marathon Oil, though, was also a sell. You're sort of at different ends of the decarbonisation story on that one. And Flutter was also a massive sell, which is all of you.
Because Enphase is solar, isn't it?
Yes.
Renewables.
Yeah. Microinverters for solar panels and that kind of stuff, like very green, right?
Do you ever have, NAB trading events where you get to meet these people? I'd love to come if you do.
We will have to do that. Enphase would be a super fun one. Like, come in, explain it. It'd be awesome.
Well, you can credit me with that idea. Thank you very much, Gemma Dale, for getting us up to date with what NAB traders are doing this
Pleasure
week.
to see you guys.
You too.